This video will cover how to map field borders using the FieldX sampling app for the iPad or iPhone. To get started, tap on the polygon icon to the top right and select your grower, farm, and field. If a border already exists for the field you've selected, you'll see an option to delete that existing border and start over. Hit yes in this case. Before I get started, I want to check on the settings, so I'm going to click on the gear icon to open the settings menu. First, I'll just tell you about how these settings work. So the first two have to do with how frequently a point is being placed as you're moving around the field. And the first setting has to do with the amount of time that lapses, and the second one has to do with the distance. And so the way to interpret this is that a point will be placed as you're moving around the field after you've moved 10 feet or after 2 seconds have passed. If you're mapping a very small boundary, you may want to consider moving those to the left to make those points drop more frequently. If you're mapping a large border or have low battery life and want to save the number of times that the GPS is being hit, you could move those to the right. The border offset allows me to be just to the right or just to the left of the boundary that I'm actually looking to create. So for example, if the border offset is left 10 feet, every point that is placed is going to be to the left by 10 feet. This is useful because in many cases it's easier to drive that perimeter being a few rows in the field as opposed to trying to hug that boundary all the way around. I'm going to make a few quick changes. I'm going to have the border offset set to left by 15 feet. And I'm going to change the record point every 10 feet. I'm going to adjust that to 15 feet. Now I'm ready to go. So to get started, I'll tap on the polygon icon on the lower left with a plus sign. And then I will hit the play button to start recording my points. And then now I'm simply driving around the field. Since I have the border offset set to left and 15 feet, I am actually driving 15 feet from the edge. You have some tools at the bottom available to you. The X button will cancel drawing this boundary if for whatever reason you need to do that. And then the pause button is useful to just pause recording for some time so that maybe you can move something out of the way or you got a phone call, whatever that might be. You can actually pause the boundary creation and then hit the play button again to restart in those cases. Now when I get to the end, I can hit the check mark icon to save it, and then that boundary will be now complete. To add a hole to this field, I can tap on the icon toward the bottom where the polygon has a hole on it, and then I simply use the same tools to create an interior polygon. So I'll hit the play button when I'm ready to record, and then when I'm finished going around this area, I'm going to be able to just hit that check mark and complete that interior polygon. Next, I'll talk about how to delete a polygon because, for example, this hole maybe doesn't need to be here. So to do that, I will tap on the polygon icon with a minus sign next to it and just tap on the polygon you want to delete and hit save. One final note, if your field has multiple polygons, you would simply tap on the plus icon next to the polygon without a hole in it to add another polygon to this same field. Thank you for your attention. For more information or support, please contact FieldX at fieldx.com. Thank you.